Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about how to obtain the Lucid Nightmare mount. It's supposedly the hardest puzzle mount introduced so far, so I'm going to try and explain it in such a way that it gives you the least amount of headache and grief. And after completing this thing, I'll warn you, this thing takes some time and dedication. I spent something like 7 hours on this. I started at around 11 p.m. after one of my guild's raids, and was at it until 6 a.m. the next morning. You start off in New Dalaran, that is to say the Dalaran used in the Legion expansion, and you go to the Curiosities and More shop, go up to the second level, and look on the table for the inconspicuous note. You read the note, and it says, it begins in the 21044059, with a most pleasing sign. These letters will not always rhyme. 21044059 is actually an anagram for a date, 4/15/2009, which is when Old War opened and where we'll find the next part of this puzzle chain. What you want to do is kill the Flame Leviathan and then head to the XT002 Deconstructor Room. Kill him in the trash as well if you wish. And despite what some other people have said, it doesn't matter what raid size you use, what vehicle you use, or whether or not you activate the extra defenses. That part is absolutely irrelevant. I went with 25 man so I could go on and farm Yogg Saron for Mimron's head, but feel free to go with 10 man and if it'll make it easier for you. Once XT is dead, go to the back left garbage pile as you face the antechamber entrance. Close to the wall, you'll see a head that looks like Mimron's. There will be a lever on it. Click the lever, and a grid work of beacons will appear on the floor. Now, the easiest way to do this is to start at a corner, and starting at the first beacon, count over 7 and leave those beacons off. Then activate the next 6. Then leave 7 off. Repeat this on the other 3 sides. For the next row, leave 4 beacons off, then activate 1. Leave 2 off, activate the next 6. Leave 2 off, activate 1. Then leave the other 4 off. Again, repeat this for the other 3 sides. For row 3, leave 3 off, activate 3. Then leave 1 off. Activate 6, leave 1 off, activate 3, and then leave the last 3 off. Repeat for the other sides. Finally, on row 4, leave 2 off and activate all of them but the last 2 on the other side. Repeat on the other sides. Now, if you've done this correctly, all you need to do is fill the remainder of the squares in on the inside of this by activating the beacons, and you will have correctly solved the puzzle. All the beacons will despawn. 4 red beacons will appear with an inconspicuous note in the middle of it. Click that, and it will read, 1,000 years imprisoned, surely it wears on the mind. That refers to a bit of in-game trivia where the Vault of Thun was sealed 1,000 years ago. So we're off to the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. So hearth back to Dalaran, there's a portal to Caverns of Time in the Chamber of the Guardian Portal Room. Take that, and you're not very far from Ahn'Qiraj. If you've never been there before, just fly west, across Ungoro Crater to Silithus, and it's in the southwest corner. If you've never been to Ahn'Qiraj before, you might want to take some time and do a little exploring. There's several Qiraji battle tank mounts you can get, including a red one, which gives you a Feat of Strength achievement. There's rare drop battle pets, and there's a full transmog set you can quest for. There's also some unique transmog items, for example, the two-handed sword Kalimdor's Revenge, which drops off the Twin Emperors. Personally, I already have all that, so I'm just going to head straight for the end. You do have to kill a few bosses in here, like Prophet Scarum and the Twin Emperors, to open doors, and a few other bosses and trash packs are just obnoxious, even at level 110. But you can skip most of it. I went ahead and killed Cthulhu looking for the next puzzle, but it turns out you can actually skip him if you want. And what you're looking for is past the disguised dragons at the end, up some stairs and on an altar, and it's called the Mind Larva. Click on it, it'll say you're inserting it, and what you're presented with is a gym-style matching game. There's a series of dots on the floor. I don't know what they signify. It could be a hidden score counter. It could be a win condition that no one's puzzled out. Just keep playing it until you win, and the game will despawn in a puff of purple smoke, and an inconspicuous note will spawn on the altar. It reads, "Deeper than deep awaits your seat." This points to a cave in Deepholm. But before we go, thanks to some very smart puzzle-solving people in the community, we know we need a Shadow Weave mask. Now, if you didn't get the recipe for this quest back in the day before it was removed, it's not a problem. In 7.3, it drops from Dark Iron Dwarves and Searing Gorge. You can buy them off the auction hall right now. People are making a killing selling them. Personally, I'd advise checking your alts, and if you can assemble your own cheaper, that's the route I went and wound up saving about half of what the auction hall price is right now, something like $3,000. I put mine together for about 1,500 gold. Once you have the mask, head to Deepholm. Hopefully you unlock the portal there in Stormwind back during Cataclysm. If not, you may have some questing to do. Enter the Rockworm Cave in the northwest corner and try and get past the big rockworm. It won't kill you, but it's adorably annoying. Just past that is the room you want. There's a dark fissure next to a rock. Wear the mask before interacting with it and drop down. Click on the skull and another inconspicuous note appears, this one reading, "Where the shaded delegate may appear." This is a reference to the Dark Iron Ambassador, who happens to be a rare spawn and my absolute least favorite instance. No Murgon. Fortunately, you can get there by any portal to Ironforge, and there's a ton of those. We need the launch bay floor area, where there'll be a series of 10 consoles, levers, and some instruction text written in binary. Thankfully, the Warcraft development team created these to be solved by the entire community, and not just one person. And the entire community has figured it out. Without reinventing the wheel, the binary numbers translate into regular decimal numbers, which can be translated into letters based on their position in the alphabet. These refer to the battle pet abilities Falling Murloc, Mighty Charge, and I-Beam. The damage values of these mashed together give us a value which we reverse based on the 180 and add a bunch of ones to get 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 9, 7. You enter that, another inconspicuous note appears, and holy shit, thank God for all of you who put time into figuring this out. This next note reads, "Games and toys are left behind when you awaken screaming." And where would we find something to awaken screaming from? The Emerald Nightmare in Val'sharah. Off we go. What we're looking for is a nightmare tumor growing on the wall inside of a house in Ash Theron. This is very close to where the nightmare-infected hippogriff Wraith Talon can be found. Clicking the tumor triggers a gibberish message from Il'gynoth and spawns a mini-game that works like Blingtron's circuit design tutorial. All in all, this part is pretty easy and won't take you very long. Once you have unsnarled all of the red segments, another inconspicuous note appears reading, "What you seek is buried within." This sends us to Kun Lai Summit, and we're looking for an urn of ashes at the base of a Mogu statue. We're supposed to consume the ashes of an evil sorcerer. So we click accept and we're teleported into a square room in the Endless Halls. This is a randomly generated maze. It doesn't necessarily conform to normal spatial geometry. It's more three-dimensional. so drawing a map and or using the Lucid Nightmare add-on will be very helpful. You can find the add-on on Twitch, formerly Curse. That site's add-on manager. Just search for Lucid Nightmare Helper, install it, log out, and back in, and you're good to go. I will say, after using it, it's two-dimensional and not 3D, so it will help a little bit, but yeah, you're still going to have to do a little bit of running around. The object of the puzzle is to locate various colored orbs and runes. You need to carry an orb of the right color to each rune and click on it. You can only carry one orb at a time. I managed to get the first few orbs no problem. The orange orb and rune took me the longest, and I don't know if it's a fault of the add-on or something weird, but it seems like the red orb and rune room shifted a few times before I was finally able to solve the puzzle. Once you do, you exit that room into a final room with an inconspicuous note on an altar. It reads, "The way is now open to the greatest secret never told, a fitting end to your journey." This final clue refers to the forgotten crypt behind the graveyard at Karazhan, which is where we go. The crypt is pretty huge. The room you want is deep down inside it, and you'll be able to tell you're in the right place. Just look for a purple-limbed chest sitting on top of a huge pile of bones. Click on the chest, loot them out, and congratulations, you're done. Have fun showing it off and impressing your friends. I hope this video helps you out, and I'd love to hear your stories. Feel free to share them with me. So like, comment, subscribe. This is Dartt. Good luck, have fun, and I'll see you in game.